Hello, my name is Danielle Martin from the Bureau of Transportation Safety and Technology at the Kansas Department of Transportation. I'd like to take a few moments today and tell you about my father, Officer Danny Laffey, Wichita Police Department. My parents were married in 1973. Soon after, my father decided to join law enforcement. He was a Sedgwick County Sheriff's Officer, a U.S. Marshal, and a Wichita police officer. A few years into their marriage, my parents decided to start a family of their own. Unfortunately, this was not easy for them. After 5 years of infertility treatments, they finally became pregnant with me in the fall of 1981. In January of 1982, my father was answering a call in Wichita, and he pulled a suspect vehicle over in the street. As he was pulling the suspects from the vehicle, another vehicle traveling at a high rate of speed hit my father. He was killed that night, 4 months before I was born. I'd like to talk about the devastating impact this has had on my family. First of all, on his parents, my grandparents. My grandmother never recovered from this. She would spend hours at the site where my father was killed, just crying over losing a child at 29 years old. It had a bad impact on their marriage as well, and they basically started living separate lives within the same household. Their health deteriorated over the years, and both of my grandparents had passed away by the time I had graduated from high school. Next, I'd like to talk about my mother. The happiest time of her life has also turned into the most traumatic memory that she has ever had. She never recovered from this, and I'm an only child because she never remarried. As I was preparing to make this video, I called my mother to ask her some details, and after 31 years, she could instantly go right back to that night, and I could hear the emotion in her voice when she was remembering the night my father was killed. Finally, I'd like to talk about the impact it had on me and the fact that I didn't have a father growing up. First, my father, who'd tried so many years with my mother to have me, didn't have a chance to hold his newborn baby in his arms. My childhood was spent at annual memorial services for law enforcement officers, and holidays such as Father's Day and Christmas were spent with me laying flowers and a wreath on a grave. I didn't have my father to walk me down the aisle at my wedding, so my maternal grandfather walked me down the aisle, and my father wasn't there when my own daughter was born almost 5 years ago to meet her. I'm sitting here today at the Kansas Memorial for Law Enforcement Officers who were killed in the line of duty. There's over 250 names etched on this memorial, and each name has a story behind it of loved ones who are left behind. I would like to remind you that it's not just your life you put on the line every day, it's the type of life that your family will lead as well. And one moment in time can change your family's history. Be safe. Be aware of your surroundings. Be up to date on your training. Be prepared for an emergency. I would like to thank you for your service, and I would like to thank you for your time today in listening to this message. This message is in memory of Officer Danny Laffey, Wichita Police Department, end of watch, January 5th, 1982.